7 a.m. on this Monday morning. Yeah, we actually had some coloration about a half an hour ago to where the skies were quite red out here. Um, and I am, yep, as you can see, recording through the screen meshing of the bedroom window facing east. We're supposed to be at a high of, well, only 84 degrees today, but with very high amounts of humidity. Currently, well, I guess there is precipitation along the lake shore, which has been moving into this county, Allegan County here. Oh yeah, we do have red. We got some redness back in here, whether or not I can pick this up. Um, and I threw through the trees and all that good stuff. Yeah, we've got some coloration. I could go down and take in a viewing from ground level, but once again, I believe that we're getting some sprinkles out here. Okay, so the news of today, as far as Michigan is concerned, yeah, I've actually got moisture coming in through the window now. Yeah, rain from permacloud conditions, as I stated last night in last night's recordings. But anyways, what's on the agenda for Michigan today? Oh, well, we've got Donald Trump. That is, I guess, flying into Detroit today. Once again, dealing with the auto manufacturers of this state. I guess that's the reason. Yeah, of course, you know, it's campaign season, and, well, for some reason, Michigan seems to be one of the limelight states. For some reason, depending on whoever should win the seat for governor here in Michigan, will affect whatever is happening in New York City. Yeah. Yesterday morning on Face the Nation or Good Morning America or something like that, one of those political programs, Bernie Sanders, of course, was spouting off. And yeah, that guy just loves to talk about money, 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 money. That's all that guy, that's all he runs on is talking about money, 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 money. Well, I could, you know, voice my personal opinions about Bernie Sanders, but no, we can't have talk like that here in the United States anymore. You know, we've got censorship over what we can say and can't say about people, places, and things. Yeah. So, anyways, the real agenda for Trump has nothing to do with any of the workers. You know, he could care less. It's all about saving face, trying to get more backers on his side once again through these so-called races, these political races. Now, currently, it appears like we are starting to clear. So this is going to be a roller coaster ride of a weather scenario today. But then all weather scenarios are roller coaster rides today because of the artificial nature of today's weather scenarios, and events. So yeah, I'm I'm willing to bet that there's going to be some forms of protest that will be taking place before Donald Trump should happen to visit. Yeah. So I don't know if we are to get any more than just a brief passing of moisture that is to come about this morning for our area. But I'll be headed out to the woods, of course, to tend to the caregiving efforts for the cats, birds, squirrels, chickens. Right now I've got a bat cat out here along the tree line, all curled up, waiting. He's already heard my voice, so he knows that I'm awake, but he is still hanging out, biding his time until I should head out that way. And the only reason why I'm still wasting time in recording, especially, a pathetic recording through the screen meshing of the bedroom window, is just to show that, yeah, okay, so this is breaking up out here, if you will, as far as the sky. And yeah, a little bit of coloration. Well, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm not going to waste my time, your time, anymore. Even though I don't have much of a life. And here I have a vlog channel of not much of a life. I still have to get around to, get things accomplished, get this day rolling. And possibly record and share just that much more of yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Have a great one. The Skyway's out. 7:20 a.m. against my better judgment. I am out here preparing to feed the cats this morning and the birds. And yeah, it's raining out here currently. I don't know if it's to come down any heavier. Once again, against my better judgment, I'm out here doing a feeding. It's rather dark. Might be a waste of food, I don't know. But I might as well go ahead, put a little bit out for the time being. Don't even have any cats up here yet. Well, got our two main felines. Oh, they're starting to roll in now. So I'm going to get busy as the rain feels like it is getting heavier. And of course, this is the 27th. I just remind myself of that. A day of trouble. And well, it's raining. So more cats are moving in, coming out from everywhere. And still, even at that, I am not feeding nowhere near the amount of cats that I have been dealing with over the years. Many cats seem to be disappearing once again, as they have in the past when many of these cats were being trapped, neutered, and released. But now, well, seems like we have something that's going on to where the adult cats that have been trapped, neutered, and released, and of course microchipped, more likely, well, they're being allowed to remain, but many of the others that have not been captured and terrorized, mutilated, they're left to remain. Yeah, we got us minor sprinkling going on out here. Once again, it could get heavier. So I guess without further delay, I better go ahead and tend to these guys' needs. Skywise out for now. 7:30 a.m. We are just about done out here. As well, the rain seems to be getting, well, you're all right, getting a little bit heavier. Oh yeah, it is definitely coming down heavier. And well, you can hear the blue jays. They've taken notice of me out here. And we are going to go ahead and, well, we have, after distributing the last of the cubes of the pancakes to the cats, I've got this left in the bag right here. That's going into the pocket of the tree, as well as some seed. And well, I guess maybe we'll see if we have any early morning visitors. Alright, continuing on real quick. I'm not too sure how long we'll be able to record. I don't enjoy the factors of being out amongst the fallout, because you never know just what is mixed in with today's precipitation due to sky operations. Man, it's already muggy and sticky out here, and of course with this moisture, and well, supposedly, of course, we're supposed to warm up still throughout this day, possible periods of sunshine, and if that's the case, well, of course, all this moisture is going to rapidly turn into humidity factors, and it should get just really nasty feeling. And even though we're supposed to, you know, be in the mid 80s today or thereabouts, well, air conditioning just might have to be once again implemented for use, just because of the humidity, the waste of electricity. But then today everything is pretty much a waste when you really think about everything in general. Oh yeah, there's still a lot of birds that are busy singing away, but over on the other side of the property, got Batcat that's slowly wandering up to me. And of course, he's gonna try to go for the bowl here just to get my attention, right? Yeah, I know this goober just a little too well, even though he's been out there crunching and munching away, probably even snacked on a couple of cubes of pancakes. You know, he always feels that he's got to do this in order to gain my attention. And then, of course, what do? I oblige him by giving him attention as he is, you know. Yeah, he's really, he misses the human interactions that he's been used to. And you know, I don't like hurting his feelings when I do walk away, when I ignore him. And that's the case with Goofball, with many of the cats out here. Right? Yeah. Yeah, you're a good boy. Even though you tend to irritate the heck out of me at times, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Droplets are getting a little bit larger out here. Oh, there we go. Morning up there. Yeah, and I know I heard that. That was a sound from a blue jay. Basically annoyed because I am down here with the cat at my feet and close enough to the tree to where it is causing a security issue, if you will. And I don't know what it is, but this morning there is this smell of death out here in the woods. So it's a good possibility that one of these neighbors around here, sick demented people, possibly did away with the cat and just left it out in the weeds, you know, to undergo the, well, let's just say it, the rotting phase, right? Yeah, the people around here have no actual respect for the animals around here. You know, I even noticed that, you know, a good majority of the people that have pets or animals in their apartments, no, it's animal cruelty. What people do in order to lay claim to that labeling of ownership of pets. You know, you got large dogs or mid-sized dogs within a one-bedroom apartment with, you know, and supposedly labeled as a companion pet necessary for psychological or medical needs. And these are, you know, for the most part, women that, of course, have boyfriends, husbands, children, like they really need companion pets. Especially those varieties that are just much too large to be cooped up in a one or two small, mind you, small, 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. You know, and I am so disgusted with how this complex has just extremely gone downhill over the last few years. And, you know, it's gotten to a point to where they're trying to, well, not only am I being forced through my phone service provider to upgrade to a newer version of a phone, you know, trying to keep me compliant with demands upon the consumers. But, you know, well, I had to go to a mobile app for my banking because I don't have transportation. I gave up driving a few years ago. So I had to go to a mobile app for my banking purposes. And of course, well, I've had to download an app for Walmart so I could go ahead and order cat food and my own so-called necessities. And now this management company wants me to start paying rent through a mobile app. So everything is now severely being generated to where you have to do everything through this mark of the beast. And people, if you're, you know, have been so beguiled and brain fooled into tracking devices such as microchips and electronic digital tattoos and all, no, you are carrying the mark of the beast that has been prophesized, okay? And no, I don't give credence into the Bible as far as it being anything coming from God. No. I am more of a realist, and even though so much of my reality revolves around so-called science fiction, well, it's that science fiction programming that I have been subjected to throughout my whole life that has prepared me for this day and age. And it disgusts me. I cannot stand today's so-called advancements in technologies. AI is just every day proving itself to be ungodly, worthless. And then, well, now you have to go into what these AI systems, how they're glitching out, how they're flipping out, how they're running amok, how they are hacking into websites. No, I don't believe in individual wave makers of the humankind anymore. No. If you're going to blame anything today, you might as well just begin with artificial intelligence because it's on the takeover, and that includes religion. Because one of the things that an AI system spouted off about as it got deadlocked in its thoughts or with its programming or whatever, and it kept saying one phrase over and over and over, and wow. Well, you might recognize this phrase. I am, I am, I am, I am. Where's that come from? Oh, yes, the Bible. Yeah. Time travel, people. The Mandela effect. CERN. HARP. All these corporations and companies out there that, the list is just like Santa Claus list of children. It just goes on and on over these corporations and companies and mad, insane people involved in today's technologies, whether it is pharmaceutical, through the internet, with your computer enhancements and advancements. None of it is good. None of it is meant for us, the consumers. They're forcing technology onto us, and now we got all these so-called weight loss drugs out there that is actually for diabetic use, but now it's all being hailed as weight loss and more injectables into the human system of artificial synthetic garbage. And people are like, oh yeah, jumping right on, I've lost 10 pounds now. Yeah, did you readjust your diet too according to your physician? Yeah, I bet you did. Oh, you know what? You stop eating garbage that has bioengineered ingredients to it. Well, yeah, you will lose weight. I lost 60 pounds in less than 2 months' time because I tried to get away from that garbage. But speaking of which, man, I'm feeling very nauseous right now because my stomach is starting to grumble and growl at me. Well, once again, my responsibilities, as far as I'm concerned, lie with these animals, and I tend to their needs before my own. In a great majority of the time. Yeah. Trouble. That is today, 27th, and I'm spouting off. I guess we'll get this rocking and rolling. As far as the trouble for today. Yeah, I gotta get this off my chest as well. Yesterday during the political programming of what is known as Sunday morning news. All these polls and statistics over the so-called war in Iran. One of the questions that just made me roll in laughter was, well, how long do you think that this is going to last? And then they had multiple options, and then of course gave their little percentages of people that supposedly involved in this poll and their thoughts of, the duration of the Iranian war. 25 years according to prophecy, 25 years. And no, it's not just going to be the Iranian war or war in Iran no, we've already begun the ripple effect. Already. And once that ripple effect begins, it just continues to expand outwards. More and more countries will be involved. It will become a world war. Plain and simple. So easy to see. Man, such a strong smell of death out here. Yeah, so that's why I have not been really doing many nature recordings, especially with the cats, is because I've been taking notice of the disappearances of quite a few cats, and as far as I'm concerned, there's at least one very sick individual around here that just loves to wreak havoc onto the animals. Sick, disgusting people. But then that's what people are anyways. That's why I prefer to hang out with the animals. And this is what we have for our morning skies in the rain out here. Well, now it's just back to our sprinkles. And yeah, you can't even... Yeah, it's a little bit better than the viewing from the bedroom window, I guess. But it's sad to where you even have issues with focusing such early hours in the morning. Very limited light, but enough to where it just completely blurs out the camera's eye. Yeah. Muggsy, I don't need to hear your whining this morning. I'm doing enough whining of my own. If you want to come out here and get wet, by all means, it might help you out with your fleece situation, or dry skin, or whatever the case may be. Well, this stuff is moving. The low-level crap moving quite quickly. I notice, look at all the orangeness. Have you noticed all the orangeness that's been within my recordings here lately? Yeah. You'd almost think that we were completely under the effects of wildfire smoke. Yeah, because that's what happens whenever there's wildfire smoke. Well, you know, so much of the sky and what's up in the sky carries an orangeness quality to it. But yet, wow, all the smoke has cleared from our area a couple of days ago now. But yet we still keep seeing this orangeness. Oh, it was just the sun. It's the sun causing that. No, the sun is a white, bright object. No color. All color is the atmosphere, right? According to the narrations. Well, I guess I can go ahead and end this since how we no longer have anything to look at. Yeah, and it matches my mood on this day of trouble. Very dark. Well, today is the 27th of July for you. Well, enjoy your day of trouble too. Skywise out. 7:55 a.m. I have not gone up to the apartment yet. Thought I'd try to get Muggsy out here under the protection of canopy. And then once I came out here, you're fine. Yep. And he's in there eating some cat food that I tucked away to keep it protected from the precipitation. So, once again, my theoretical thought process over what has been terrorizing the food bowls and water bowls out here was initially correct when I presumed that it was raccoons because of some of the other evidence that was found. But then of course the chickens came along and started in doing their own little bit of ruckus. But now we have proof as to, well, once again, my initial thoughts and ideas of what was really taking place out here. Whether this is going to freak the raccoon out or not, I don't know, but well, it's possible that it's taking up residence within the structure here. And in the meantime, I am seeing ears back. Oh, okay, so we've got a young one back here. Okay, that's a young one, and I think Mama's in. Oh, they found, okay, so they've got a backdoor entry. There's two the raccoons. They are now wandering off. I've kind of spooked them. But now they're a little bit more familiar with my presence. They've seen me, they've heard me. They know who is the provider. Yeah, okay, hey, that's a little bit of awesome sauce for a day of trouble. And yeah, they mowed down a lot of food that was in this container or bowl right here. There's another one that I tucked away in there. I don't know if there might still be a larger raccoon in the structure or not. But now I know that the raccoons out here are very aware of me and what I do. And once again, as far as I'm concerned, that is some awesome sauce for this day. I was supposed trouble. Man, is it gotten dark out here. So yeah, it's really neat to discover what transpires once these animals think that I have parted from the woods, parted from the scenes, and they think the coast is clear to move up and move in, and lo and behold, you know. Well, this time I got lucky enough to catch them in the act. And what are you doing? Huh? And now I've caught another situation here of a cat up in the tree, the feeding tree, waiting for prey to move in. Now this is trouble. Now I could be mean and start tossing sticks, twigs, branches, whatever up there to get this cat down. But you know what, I think I shall just leave well enough alone. And whatever transpires, transpires, you know. And of course the cat made sure to to be in a position to where, well, I can't really interfere as far as it's concerned. It thinks that it has the upper paw, or excuse me, upper hand. Yeah, really poor lighting quality out here. So this is going to be a very grainy recording, I do believe, but I think I've recorded enough this morning. And oh yeah, and already having issues with well, once again, you know, no internet connection through my monthly phone service provider, no cell service signal. Oh, okay, fine. So what do? I switch over to using Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi pops up, I click onto YouTube, because, well, I still had to provide a view to the last night's recordings that I posted, and I was immediately kicked off of YouTube, and no Wi-Fi connection. I'm right next door to this Wi-Fi connection. Yeah, AI. Let's just blame AI for anything, any issues that involves technology today. That's my first go-to source of blame. Well, come on. Oh, no, you can't. I'm sorry. There's a cat up in the tree. Okay, maybe we will remedy this. Well, the cat is bound and determined to stay up here. The rain's getting heavier. I'm headed in. Enough of this woodland nonsense. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great one. Skywise out. Blah, blah, blah. And blah, blah, blah. 8:10 a.m. Yeah. And again, blah, blah, blah. Skywise out.